Hi guys, today I'm going to scrapbook a photo collage that I made using a Carrie Bradford template, and again I tried really hard to do a scrapbooking process video where I actually talked during the video while I was creating, and that didn't work, so I'm going back to my voiceovers, tried and true. But you saw the four photo collage of my niece Audrey at her first birthday party, and I have two photos, one of her eating her cake. Well, two of her eating the cake, and then one of the cake before she got a hold of it, and one of the cake after she got a hold of it. My sister-in-law posted these photos on Facebook, and I stole them to use. And I'm just showing you now a bunch of the stuff that I had pulled out to see if I was going to use them on this layout, and I will walk through as I actually use the things on this layout. I'll let you know what those things were. The layout took an hour and 21 minutes to complete. I made the layout on November the 7th of 2013, and the photo was taken on November 3rd. I'm just going through this collection. This is an Echo Park mini collection called Birthday Girl, and I'm trying to figure out, I showed you a close-up of that paper. It has that dark pink paper has some very small little dots on it, so it's a polka dotted paper. And you can see there Audrey with the cake all over her hands and all over her face and everything like that. And I am going to use that background paper, and it's actually, if you look on the back of that pink paper, it's called journaling, that pink background. But because those mini kits give you two pieces, I'm going to show it to you. There you go. It gives you two pieces of the same paper. I wasn't so concerned about using the side, that one side of the pattern paper, because I had a whole nother piece of this paper if I wanted to use those stripes and things that were on the other side. I made this cut with the Silhouette Studio in the Silhouette Studio. It's just a design you can buy. It's called Birthday Girl. And I am trying to figure out here what I wanted to do, because I know that I'm going to have to mist it, but I'm not sure exactly yet what color, if I'm going to mist the back of it and leave that birthday white, or if I'm going to mist the birthday and leave the rest of it white. And I'm just going through a bunch of things. This is Audrey's first birthday, so I really want to make sure that I accentuate that. And I wanted to use this ribbon that I got a million years ago, and it actually does not work out, so I don't use it. I'm struggling here. Anytime I have a number of photos that take up, and you can see I'm talking in this video, I'm actually talking with my hands. I do that all the time. And that's why my hands movements are kind of jerky in this video, because I was actually trying to do the video and create at the same time, and that doesn't work for me. So I'm gonna keep trying, and one day maybe you'll actually see a video where that happens. But for now, I'm just gonna go back to my voiceover and let it work that way. I'm trying to decide on a color, what color I wanted to make that birthday, because now I've decided that I'm going to mist the actual word birthday and then leave the background white, and I end up using Heidi Swapp's Color Shine in Primrose, which has been one of my favorites lately, especially when I'm making a girl layout. And I didn't mention that I did I made a border strip. I'm sorry. I didn't mention that I matted that photo collage on a piece of that paper from Echo Park, and that one is called Stripe. And I used both sides of it, so I used a little cutoff to put some color down the left-hand side of the layout. And then I put my photo collage down too far to the right, so I had to move it. And I like the fact that that girl in that die cut, that birthday girl, is has some, it's got that see-through, that sort of cut out panel. So I decided that I wanted to put that up on dimensional adhesive so that that creates that sort of look through effect where you see that girl. So I'm going to use, my typical too much dimensional adhesive. So I'm going to lay that down there. And I'm just going through, and I wanted to put the backing back on there because I don't exactly know yet where I want to put this birthday girl. So I'm just playing around right now with, I just want to put all of the adhesive down and then leave the backing on it so that I can move it around. And that's just what I'm doing. But I have to fill the whole back of the thing up with adhesive, with that dimensional adhesive, just because that's the way it goes for me. And then I'm going to use my dot roller adhesive to put the adhesive on the back of the actual word birthday after it dried. And it didn't take very long to dry. And I did it on a piece of wax paper so that I didn't get that adhesive. The dot roller only will adhere to those. I like the dot roller because it only adheres to the parts of the die cut that it hits, which is nice. But I didn't want to get that adhesive all over my desk or my photos or anything else. So I decided just use some wax paper to capture or to catch all of the extra adhesive that came off those letters. So, and then I used that card there. That's from the Basic Gray Capture Waterfall theme pack, and it says on the theme pack that it coordinates with the RSVP collection, and it says Yummy Cake, and then it has a 3-tier cake on that little 3x4 card. So I thought that was really cool. And I'm just going to add a little pink butterfly here. I have these butterflies. They're from Prima, and they're called Hello Pastel butterflies. And I'm just showing you here, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work around the space. I'm going to add another little butterfly down there in the lower left-hand corner. And then I have some brads that I thought about using. These brads here have words. They're shaped like words, or they are words in a brad form. And this one says love, so I'm going to use one of those love brads and put them up right there above where that says that love yummy cake. And then I'm going to use some of these fabric cloth brads, and I don't know who made any of these brads. They're from my stash. So this was before I started keeping track of who made what and made sure that I knew who the manufacturer was. So I just threw them in these little plastic containers that I keep them in, and I don't know who made them. These are brads from my mind's eye, and I don't end up using any brads from there, but I do use the chipboard from that. That's where those two pieces that I just showed you, I have all the chipboard punched out from that. The mind's eye chipboard comes on a 12x12 sheet, and I just punched it all out and put it in one of these little storage drawers that I have. And I'm playing around now. I know I need to put some journaling on this layout, so I'm just playing around with what I want to use to do that. And that's what you're seeing here. And there's a piece of chipboard that I do decide to use. It says Dream. And I'm going to put that up there in between the photos and that brad that says love. And I'm going to put it up on some dimensional adhesive because it's very flat up there in that upper right hand corner. So, and again, I'm just playing around with some kind of journaling spot that I want to use in that lower right hand corner. And here's where I'm going to put the number 1. That's from the Amy Tangerine cut and paste thicker cutout accents, that one right there. And I just used that number 1 from that chipboard shape to put in the middle of the 4 photos so that it just accentuates the fact that this is her first birthday. And still going through all of this stuff to figure out where I'm going to put it. I'm going to use a couple of these. That's also from the waterfall collection from Basic Gray, those little stickers that I just used. And I just wanted to put first. So I put the S and the T up above, up where that number 1 is. So again, still looking, what do I want to do? How I'm going to put a journaling card on the bottom. I really thought and played around with these clothespins, and even taking them apart, they just are a little too thick for my layout. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to use them on cards or something. I'm not sure yet. But I really wanted to use them, and it didn't happen. So I always pull them out when I'm doing like a girly layout like this, and then they always end up going back in the stash. So I think that they may be soon part of a giveaway. We're going to, I don't know when this video is going to load, but after Christmas, we're going to redo my scrap room floor and paint the walls. So I have to empty the room. So I'm going to purge at that time, I think. So again, I'm still playing with this lower right-hand corner. I know I need a journaling spot, and sometimes I spend more time being lazy than if I just solve the problem the way I know that it needs to be solved anyway. So I went ahead and cut a piece of that striped that striped pattern paper that I have on the left-hand side of the layout, and I cut that down to 3x4. And then I used an Allie Edwards stamp, and it is called Capture the Moment. It's a Technique Tuesday. It may not be Allie Edwards, but it's definitely Technique Tuesday. And it's called Capture the Moment, and it's just a little stamp that I'm going to stamp on some white cardstock. And I already did it and I cut it out so you can see that there. And it just says capture the moment at the bottom. And so that gives me, it pulls that colorful striped paper over from the left-hand side of the layout to the right-hand side, and it also gives me a place to put my journaling. So, very good there. I'm going to add a couple more of these fabric brads around. And then that lower right-hand corner still is not perfect, but it's much better than it was. And then I'm just going to use a couple of these. These are Birthday Girl. These are the sticker accents that came in that mini collection from Echo Park, that Birthday Girl collection. I'm just pulling a couple of those stickers to create a couple of layers down here in the lower right-hand corner. And one of them says, "Today is all mine," and the other one says, "Eat." And I thought that was appropriate for her first foray into cake. And I thought about using those camera clips, but I've not yet used one of them. So still working on that. So I'm just going through all of the stuff that I pulled out. I'm really trying to just use the supplies that I've pulled out and not stop creating to go find other things in my stash. So I'm going through the stuff that I pulled out and making myself make whatever's on the table work. And it's a bit of a challenge sometimes, but I'm sort of getting tired of stopping in the middle and going, oh, let me go find this or let me go find that. No, this is what you pulled, and that's what you're going to use. So you can see here that I added a couple of words from Prima. Nope, they're from, they're not Prima. I'm so sorry. Are they Prima? Actually, I don't have written down where they're. Oh, yes, I do. They're Glitz. The epoxy words on the top, that one of them says Sweet Girl, and the one on the bottom says Dream Big, and then the one underneath the butterfly underneath Birthday Girl says Beautiful. Those are epoxy words from Glitz. They're from the Beautiful Dreamer collection, and you can see I added those. I wrote in my journaling. I added a heart from that Amy Tangerine collection, that chipboard shape, and then I added that little chevron. The colors matched so well, that chevron and that stripe, that I added that little circle over by the journaling. That little circle chevron there, and that finished up the layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.